رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي. You know the famous story of the magicians and Prophet Moses when they came against each other in a showdown, and the magicians lost and they fell into prostration. What did they say at that time? They said, "We believe in the Lord of Moses and Aaron." And so we have this mentioned in the Qur'an in chapter number 7, Surah Araf, verse 122, where they say, "We believe in the Lord of Moses and Aaron." The same thing mentioned in chapter 26, verse 48, "We believe in the Lord of Moses and Aaron." They mention Moses first and then Aaron. Keep this in mind. But in Surah Taha, chapter number 20, verse 70, they say, "We believe in the Lord of Aaron and Moses." See, here the order is flipped. They say, "We believe in the Lord of Aaron and Moses." Why? One reason I told you in the linguistic miracle number 18, that the entire context here is about Aaron being mentioned along with Moses, whereas in the previous two chapters, Aaron isn't mentioned that much. But today, I'm going to show you two more very beautiful angles. Just take a look at it. But before I tell you that, to understand this, let me give you just a simple, not a silly example, but a very simple example. Say a government comes to a shop and the authorities tell the shop, "We're going to close down your shop." So the moment they say, "We're going to close down your shop," there's sudden fear in the person's heart. How am I going to make money? Immediately the government says, "But we're giving you the shop next door. That's the shop we're shifting you to." Then he relaxes, right? So the point I'm trying to make here is, anything that is said to ease your emotions, or not necessarily ease them, but to keep them in check. So, for example, you may say something to remove somebody's fear. You may say something to remove somebody's arrogance, somebody's anger, right? Now, what I'm about to share with you here is, it's a very important concept. Pharaoh. The word here used for Rabb, Lord here it says Rabb. The word Rabb here, it's translated as Lord. However, Lord, the word Rabb has many meanings. Somebody who's your Lord, your owner, somebody who brings you up, nourishes you, cherishes you, takes care of you, protects you, takes care of your affairs. It has many meanings, and one of them is one who brings you up. Tarbiyah. Tarbiyah means somebody who takes care of you, brings you up, your upbringing, takes care of your upbringing. Now, this chapter number 26, in the beginning of it, Pharaoh himself, Moses, he was brought up with Pharaoh, right? And Pharaoh is talking to Moses, telling him, reminding him of the fact that he brought him up. And he says, chapter 26, verse 18, he says, "Did we not raise you among us? Did we not bring you among us as a child, and you remain among us for years of your life? Alam nurabbika fila wali." The same word, Rabb, the one we translate there as Lord. So Pharaoh knows that I am his Rabb. I brought him up, right? Pharaoh knows that. So the point I'm trying to make here is in Surah Taha, where Aaron is mentioned before Moses. Of course, the magicians, when they say, "We believe in the Lord of Aaron and Moses," what they're trying to say is, by any chance, if they said the Lord of Moses and Aaron, there could have been a doubt or a thought that could have crossed the Pharaoh's mind, and he would have thought, "Oh, the Lord of Moses and Aaron." If they mentioned Moses first, you could have thought, "Oh, the Lord of Moses, you mean me? I'm the one who brought him up, so I'm his Lord." So they're like, no, not you, the Lord of Aaron, meaning Allah, the real Lord, right? The one who actually brings us up. They're clarifying, they're saying, no, the Lord of Aaron first and Moses, meaning the real Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not you. They clarified. So naturally the question comes up, okay, if they're solving this problem here, they're mentioning Aaron first, then in the previous two chapters that I mentioned, why did this say the Lord of Moses first and then Aaron, right? It's natural. It's a natural question that comes to mind, right? Why mention Moses first? But look at the beauty of the Qur'an, where the Qur'an tells us the magician said the Lord of Moses and Aaron, mentioning Moses first, where there was a fear that Pharaoh could have thought that, "Oh, I am the Lord of Moses. Actually, it's me. I'm the very previous verse clarifies it. The magicians, before saying the Lord of Moses and Aaron, what do they say? They say, We have believed in the Lord of the worlds. They say, who is the Lord of the worlds? The heavens and the skies. And who is the Lord of all the worlds? It's Allah subhanahu. First they say we believe in the Lord of the worlds. Then they say we believed in Moses and Aaron. The same way in Surah Shu'ara chapter 26. Previous verses, we have believed in the Lord of the worlds. So as to clarify, it's not you, Pharaoh. I'm talking about the Lord of the worlds, Allah subhanahu. But in Surah Taha, where they mention Aaron first, they do not mention the Lord of the worlds. What do they say? So the magicians fell down in prostration. They said, we have believed in the Lord of Aaron and Moses. Directly, no mention of the Lord of the world. So they had to clarify that the Lord of Aaron, meaning Allah, then Lord of Moses. Subhanallah. Just think about the beauty. How did the writer of if you don't believe in Allah and you don't believe the Qur'an was, just think about the fact that how did the writer of the book calculate this? I'm supposed to mention the Lord of the worlds here, and then I'm supposed to put Moses and Aaron first. But here I'm not supposed to put the Lord of the worlds, so here I'm supposed to clarify. Subhanallah, this mind-blowing calculation. Who can do that? If that wasn't enough, there is yet another angle to it, and let me show you that. Where he's mentioning Moses and Aaron, in Arabic, Musa wa Harun. The ending of the Harun is una. In this chapter where Moses is mentioned first, Harun next, the endings are also rhythmic, they're matching. It's una, ina. Just observe. Let me show you. So I'll go to the previous two verses, etc., and I'll show you the sounds. They will end with una, ina. And if you cannot read Arabic, and you do not believe me, just open any transliteration of the Quran and see the endings. It will be una, ina. Harun end with una. So sajidina, alamina, Haruna, ta'lamuna, ajma'ina, munqalibuna, muslimina, una, ina. So it was more appropriate to say Musa wa Harun, so that the ending is with Harun, right? And the same thing in Surah Shu'ara. If you see the previous two verses, let's say start from here. Sajidina, alamina, Haruna, ajma'ina, munqalibuna, mu'minuna, una, ina. The sound matches as well, saying Moses first and then Harun. However, so Taha, all the endings are a. Even rhythm matches the order. If I go from previous two verses, or go as far as you want. Al-a'la, ata, Haruna wa Musa. Then it goes abqa. Then it goes ad-dunya, and so it even matches the sound. It's amazing that even the rhythm is taken into consideration. How is it possible for a human being to take into consideration the fact that the context, and then take into consideration what the Pharaoh could misthink, and then take into consideration the ending sounds? Impossible calculation. Which human being could take all of that into consideration while writing a literature, while telling you a story? It's impossible. This is one example. I don't know how many times I told. This is one example. The Quran is filled with linguistic miracles, filled with numerical miracles, filled with scientific miracles. How many miracles there are in the Quran, and to calculate all of them, and then to guide humanity in all circles of life. This is an impossible calculation. No human being could possibly do this. So may God give us complete conviction in the Quran as the word of God. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik.